All right. Hello. My name's Eric, and today we're going to be playing a little bit of Kainga. So let's just jump right in. This is a roguelite city builder I made, and let me know if the sound is a little odd. Let me post some things. Here we are in the Skyloft. This is where all the thinkers meet. This is basically they're the leaders of the villages. They each have their own dynamics and systems, and we are the starting thinker. If you're wondering, why is my thinker so colorful and yours isn't? Well, that's because I unlocked some of the colors. So you can go here to your pillow and customize them a little bit. Let's pick a random color. One of my favorite combinations, the blue and orange. And let's jump right in. So I thought today we would play a couple rounds, try some of the different mechanics. I don't know if the sound is a bit loud. Let me turn it down a little bit. I can't tell, but I trust that you will inform me. So, uh-oh. Hold on. I think when I change the sound, hold on one second. I'll be back. Or I'm still here. Let's just crack it open again and see if we can try again. Yeah, let's be our old thinker again. Yeah, we'll go with him. And I thought today we would just kind of jump right in and play the game as it normally is. So, and then try to expand and check out all the different mechanics that we can see and kind of go through it step by step. But in the beginning, I think doing an arena challenge in the terraces makes the most sense. So these are the different types of challenges. They are color coordinated, so that your arenas are blue, the landmarks are reddish, and then the rescue ones are green, and then they each have a different type set on each map. You won't, when you open the game for the first time, you only have these two maps, the terraces and the flatlands, available. Let's jump into the terraces, and then we'll explain more about the rest of the world as things go on. So here we are, in the lands of Kainga. We can see we have a neighbor here. He's already setting up his village. And he's got quite a village there. But let's see if we can find our other neighbor. So there's a couple timers in the game that start setting off, but don't need to worry about that until you place your campfire, which is the first thing you have to do. So I see there's a couple of baskets here. This is an optional objective, which we'll get later. But let's just place our campfire right here. Looks like we have a lot of good space and plenty of room to grow. Hello there. And let's see what type of house we should go for. I think I like this one. It gives your people little hats. Let's check it out. So this is what our people look like. This is our thinker. He comes up with the ideas that you use to grow your village. The first idea is free, or the first technology is free, and that will be your house type for the rest of the game. And there we go. We have little hats. Build houses to produce more people, which is exactly what we're going to do next. We'll place a couple houses around, and this guy's intruding on our territory, so he's got some business to attend to up here, but he's going to be walking back and forth through our lands, which tells me that we'll soon become enemies with them. So this thinker starts with a couple baskets of food, but in order to keep that going, we need to find these sources of inspiration dotted around the world. And we have one right here, which is of the food variety. So he'll go get that food. It looks like we have no clay. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, morning, or evening. The goal today is to show off the whole game. But I won't be playing the whole game because it's, 100 hours worth. But I wanted to show off all the different mechanics. So starting with, the terraces, doing a simple challenge and then moving on from there. I do have quite a bit of things unlocked, so we can see some new mechanics and as we go as well. If you have any questions or you have any tips for new players, let me know and we'll be happy to tell them. So I just picked up a patty, which is a source of food, which also requires clay, which was a foolish idea because we don't have any clay. Which is why I built this banner down here that'll claim this clay for us. But they're too occupied trying to build houses, so let's send a couple guys to go build that. Now this patty can only be placed on mud, which is down here. You can see what type of soil you have up here in the top corner. So let's place some patties. Hello there. Hello there, Nakayuki. Lily Seko, good to see everyone here. Looks like this guy is running back and forth through our territory. This is a walker. He is temporarily passive, unless we mess with it. But I will not be messing with it right now. Although we could try. We could try taming some walkers and try to do some extreme stuff as well. Let's get some more technology first. We need a couple more to get our festivals, one of which will be our main objective. Needs to be dev on the end instead of game. Kainga dev. Yeah, it should be, I guess. It should be. As a Twitch handle, I agree. I never know what to name myself. Sometimes it's breezy, sometimes not. So we have a guy here growing some food, which is good because we just ran out. So I'm trying to do some... What happened to our food, huh? I guess it all dissolved, which is kind of a shame. I thought we should have... Usually you get 3 free people because he starts with 3 food on the... This thinker starts with 3 food, but looks like they all got melted away. So one of the things I like about Kainga is that the weather events are not regional always. So this rain travels around as a physical object. This wasn't always the case during development, and actually initially it was like rain everywhere, and it was kind of hard to know why your houses were collapsing from the rain. So I thought, well, why don't I just show the cloud and then drop the rain literally on your house, and then it'll be crystal clear. If we give him food, he'll give us reeds. Well, I have no need for your reeds, but I'll do it because I don't want to be enemies immediately. Speaking of which, oh, here we go. Here's a clay pit. This is kind of good because both of these require clay, and we're going to run out. Although I could do the adobe oven. Let's do that. This doesn't solve our clay problem. But what's another brick on a sinking ship, as they say. So the cool thing about this adobe oven is it gives us synergy with some of the text we have already. I posted the wrong link in the Discord announcement. Did I? Uh-oh. Did I? You're right. I changed my name. That's what it was. Okay. Let's see if I can change that really quick. But anyways, this synergy will give us an alternate version of a technology we already have. So I can create these patties with bricks instead of clay. So that'll help out. Let's do it. I hope I corrected that link. Thanks for letting me know about that, by the way. And then here our thinker is automatically thinking about a new festival technology, which happens after every few technologies. First 3, and then yeah, and so on at these question marks, as you can see. Now here's a tip for new players as you're traveling the wild worlds of Kainga. Some of these inspirations, these beams of light with the technology under them, they have a ring around them, and that indicates that this inspiration has been claimed by that color tribe. Let's get this guy. I'm just going to get a head start on this because we don't want our trade route to fall apart. So here we have a snail beacon, which we should do because it's cool. We have the banner stadium, which is our objective, which is why there's the star behind it. And the feast, which is more useful than it looks, but it's kind of hard to justify. Basically, it fills the food requirements in your houses, but it's kind of hard to justify when it costs food as well. But it's better when you have a large population. Let's go with the snail because this is going to take us a while to get there. We'll have another chance for the objective. So this is an optional objective. Return the baskets to their original owners. Let's try it. So you can see the flags there. We have to kind of guess which basket goes to which team. I'm going to try to deliver this basket. So actually somebody should... Okay, he's going back to farm. That's good. Because maybe he can just do it alone, huh? Oh, he's going to be so slow. I want to become allies with this guy because he keeps running through our lands. I think otherwise we're going to have to fight him. And we're not that... what is the word for that? Not that unhappy with each other. So let's gift him this basket. I turned it into a present for some reason, but that's fine. And then we'll go ahead and gift the other one as well. It looks like the text is a little bit overlapping here. Maybe that's just my screen size, but it just says 1 out of 2. So all we have to do is gift these baskets back to them, and we'll be good to go. There you go. You get a green box too. So these clouds, obviously, with the dark coloring, is for the thunderstorms. They want reeds. I accept this challenge. You do the honors. Our gifts were accepted, so we should get a little bit more. Looks like he disliked us for that. But who knows? Our trade route is still going. Looks like somebody got electrocuted. There he goes, flying into the water. That's what he gets for standing out in the rain. So if you have any tips for new players as well, then feel free to chime in at any point. Speaking of which, we should get some more technologies. I'm going to send my thinker up here. I do know that there's a route behind here because I created this game, but if you can't see everything, you can always use Q and E to rotate, or the middle mouse button, move freely. So they're doing a little festival over here. And we're getting closer to our friendship. Looks like he has the market tower. Yeah, he does. Kind of builds these market stalls on all the houses. Don't know if it should be off the edge, but I'll allow it. There's all these surprises, even when I made this game. It's kind of... Sometimes I get surprised with what turns up. So these raised patties, what's cool about them is you can actually place them on any soil. So we might as well put it here, and the bricks are ready. Look at that. We did get our inspiration. Let's check it out. We could go straight into the balloon dock. That's kind of an extreme example of where Kainga goes, but let's do it because we do need a source of silk at some point. I mean fabric. Which I hope... There we go, there's one up here. Who's this guy, huh? He's not one of mine, and he's not one of theirs, and he's not one of theirs. Who are you? Another mystery. So we have some gear up here. This is like combat gear. So if things get out of hand, I'll send one of my units, or up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units up here to get trained for free, which could be nice. Let's build a couple more patties, get some houses, because we actually need up to 25 people, so we gotta get producing. And then a little tip, says Seko, you can place the campfire at the beginning whenever you want, even if you can get to it by walking. That's correct. If you don't have a bad spawn, that's right. You can just walk. Usually, you can walk straight through people's towns to get to the other side. I do see people a lot of people stressing about that, because there is an anti counter which kind of ticks up and increases the intensity of events, but that doesn't start, and the AI, the town AI, doesn't start actually until you build this campfire. Not just place it, but construct it. It looks like he's going to take that inspiration. It looks like he's getting guarded by a few people. I always think that's nice. But yeah, so you can hear my ante just ticked up again. So I was going to take that. It does bring back a random exotic resource. The thing is that I know for this arena festival, we need a lot of fabric. So I just did the reroll. I have a bit of karma to spend, and so I'm going to go for the Lotus Pond and try to get that fabric going. In fact, I'm going to place 2. We'll have enough people to operate that soon enough. I didn't get that clay pit, did I? Trade route stopped. Look at him. With the reeds in his hand, it was milliseconds away from continuing the trade route. That's okay. This village is turning out quite nice. I always pause right at the spawn and look around for a good starting point. Yeah, you can pause. You don't have to pause either. But by the way, the pause is spacebar. I don't think I ever explicitly say that anywhere except in the settings. But and here we have the elusive snails. They're not really elusive, I guess. But there's always snails on every map. So if you really don't have any fabric, you can hunt snails for that fabric, because snails produce fabric. Everybody knows. Let's get this balloon dock running as well. I would put it here, but it may block this ramp, so let's put it over here. Also, a weird tip, which you may not know, is docks can be placed outside of your rings of influence. Most buildings have to be placed within, but things like docks and a lot of movement technologies like ladders and things like that can be placed outside of that. So we do need one more technology. I would like to get one that doesn't annoy our neighbors. I did make a change recently where the ones that are inaccessible to that neighbor are not claimed. But I'm going to go ahead and take this one. Maybe not. They're really not happy with us here. So let's move on. We'll find bigger and better technologies. We could take one way over here. See if we can... No, he's going to go through the village. Let's not do that. You know what? Let's take it. What's the worst that could happen? After saying that, I'm going to move 5 of my people as well. And you can send them... This is a good reason to pause. You can send them to the Thinker, and they should protect him. They should like prioritize moving around here around him. So yeah. Do you have any plans for offensive thinkers, like the little one with the protector? That one's kind of the unique one. Akiote, we'll talk about him. We'll play as him as well. But that one's supposed to be unique in that he can attack. Uh oh. This guy's got us. That's Ajuan. He's got ceramics to protect himself against fires. Yeah, I'll give you some food. And then we'll send all these guys back. Looks like we did not get attacked. Although he's a little bit less happy with us. So the Akiote is supposed to be unique in that he's the only one that can attack. I do plan on making a B-side, which is an alternate version of that Thinker, with a different type of attack. I haven't decided what it is yet. Initially, it was going to be a giant battle axe instead of a warhammer that hits like in a straight line instead of a wide range. But yeah, at the zoo with a family, enjoy the zoo. This is Kainga's a bit of a zoo itself, but yeah. So this is a weird technology. This has come up because I have the ability to create this. This is kind of a new inside behind the scenes mechanic that I created recently, where if you have production materials or ways to produce production materials, then you get more technologies of that type or that require those types of materials. Nobody's died, so I don't know if I can build this, but we'll go for it in case things get out of hand, or we could do a bit of fighting before the end. Perhaps throwing axe. Give him bigger biceps. Yeah, that's what he needs. Is more gym time. Akiote's guardian is he's by far the beefiest person already. This is the runner-up, because he's been carrying this relic around. This is Charnushka. He's got a special ability to boost the production of buildings around him. Because of this relic he has on his back, which is actually isn't said anywhere in the lore, but it's actually just a barbecue that he dug up, as this is secretly a post-apocalyptic game, perhaps. So here we are, the Banner Stadium. So this requires quite a bit of fabric. So let's go ahead and get that going. We have plenty of fabric though. Not sure what's going on here. Got like 1 million people building this, but let's just send them all home and see if they... Oh, he's getting reeds, that's why. We might as well claim a bit more land. I'm not afraid of the ante. Here we go. Here we go. Get him, get him. That's weird. He went for both of them, even though we're on different teams. It's kind of interesting. But looks like we're locked in combat now. I could have pulled him away and tried to stop that from happening, but I don't mind showing off a little bit of the combat either. So because of that happened, looks like we're going to get a couple guys attacking us here. And the combat in Kainga is pretty hands-off. It's basically just send your people out and hope for the best. I mean, there's ways to obviously improve your chances. But I tried to create a combat system that's really not very micromanaging, if that's a word. Not sure. And combat resolved. The Lotus Pond can actually work while it's flooded. So can the Patty. Looks like this guy's got a demand. We'll accept it. And the reason is they should stop attacking each other while these demands and trades are actually running, which is beneficial for me at the moment. I like that you can manually snatch resources away, like Lotus Fabric and stuff. Yeah, that's... because these resource totems increase the ante, sometimes you need a resource and just kind of, oh, I want to get that one bamboo that's out of my reach. You can do it. And the idea is that, like, obviously you can play the game without any resource totems, but it just requires more work. Here we go. Um, this is Charnushka's song. And he should play the instruments. I guess the AIs don't play the instruments they should, which is a shame. Still hates us though. Well, we'll do a festival of our own. We did get a balloon dock's just finished though. I should probably build one balloon, shouldn't I? We could try to tame a walker if we really want. Let's do it. I've got a bunch of guys. Just move my thinker out of the way a little bit, and then you see if you have your Braves or Beastmaster selected, use the lasso. And this is going to cause a lot of death. Because this walker can 1 or 2 hit people, and then... But we got plenty of people. So here we are, our very own walker. So the banners indicate who's controlling it, and then now we can move them around. We could attack the enemy over here. Yeah, he does have a grenadier, which is pretty strong against walkers, but hey, let's do it. Cause some trouble. So the walkers, a lot of the beasts can be a bit finicky, so you kind of have to move them into position first and then attack. Hello, Mr. Enderman. I'm from France. Played the game a lot and want to know if there's a wiki for the game. Actually, it's something I was working on with the community. We were talking about actually just last week. Try to get a wiki, an offline. I'd say offline, but it's a wiki going that we can mess around with. Here we go. And this walker, he's just going to wreck them all because there's no way they can reach. But there is... The only wiki that we have is the... I don't know why the camera moved. I'll have to look into that. But is this, which is your... in the menu. You have your technologies all here with all the information, materials. But I would like to have a place where people can check out information and like share more details than what's here, and kind of like tips and things like that, which I think a wiki would be interesting for. Oh, it looks like our pilot got taken over, and then this can get taken permanently by other people. By Beastmasters. They can claim tamed creatures. These guys are... I'm not sure what to do about this next. I hope that answers the question. I would like to create an online wiki that's outside of the game. I think it could be fun. So let's host this festival and move on to the next. All we needed is 25 people. We'll just let him keep throwing people into the water. And this festival is an arena where you have people fight to the death. And that... here's our winner. Oh, he just got crushed, and the challenge is complete. We didn't do this, but we can get the memorial going for another time. Tech unlocked windmill. That can't be right, but there we go. Yeah, because I guess I was messing around with the save files quite a bit. Because I have a lot of the techs unlocked already, and you can check out the encyclopedia here as well. And then the tech that we unlocked should be in development. No, protection. We have our windmill, so we can try that out. So let's jump in and do another game with Akiote, who is one of the most... I think he's the fan favorite of all the thinkers. He's the slowest, but has the highest health, and is actually... this is the thinker here, who cannot speak. You can hear the Guardian speak if you listen to the voice. It's quite deep. But this Thinker whispers into the Guardian's ear, tells them what to do. So Thinkers, when they become a Thinker, take an oath of passivity. So we could do this. This is so they cannot attack, but this Thinker can attack. This is a landmarks challenge on Greenleaf, which is one of the later maps. Let's check it. Let's do it. I don't see why not. Akiote is my boy, says Seko. Yeah, I think most people like him. He has one of the most powerful starts, starting with 6 Braves, which is a bigger advantage than you might expect. So that was a terrible place to start because I don't have a lot of building space. So I should have probably taken a look at that first, but you know, I get ahead of myself sometimes. This is a weird build of oh, looks like we have some nomads here, or some bandits. This is a weird. There's a lot of creatures here. Speaking of the zoo, we've got the whole roster here. So we'll have to make do with limited space to keep that in mind. So let's see. Snow Spire House. I see no danger of snow, although this does have full rain protection as well. But this has a free technology which might help out quite a bit, even though it's a large house. The capacity, you can't produce Braves if you don't have the capacity. So having a high capacity can help. I hope this was a good idea. So usually you can't build off the edge, but with this house's ability to structure safety, you can build off the edge. And actually, the Thinker that we used before has that ability for free. And let's start getting some technologies. So we might as well get all 3 of these. Food always should come first, just so we can start getting things going quite quickly. So what do you like about Akiote? It's just the fact that he can attack? Or what is the advantage for you, in your opinion? Personally, I like the 6 Brave start. Let's go with some fishing towers. Go with the Mighty Pie, though. Reeds is pretty low. Let's do the fishing towers. In fact, all resources are pretty low. Let's claim this land before anyone else tries. And maybe over here. Yeah, thanks for following, Mr. Enderman and Converse. The cool thing about Akiote is he can build these instantly. So his special ability is wooden nails. He doesn't need to hammer so much to build things. So there we go. It's done. Now I really hope these guys are friendly. He's not going to tell me. That's fine. No, they are not. So this is our most friendly ally, and then looks like this is the nomad camp over here. They hate us. And then the last team is the Kala and Jira over here. And they are not happy about us. They do have these shield bearers, which are pretty brutal to fight. So we're going to have to use cleverness to defeat our enemies. Actually, this is going to be a tough one because our objective is landmarks, which means we have to spread across the map. In order to do that, I think, since we have these double combat, I think I'm going to go for that. Go the combat route. I don't know what type of combat we want to go for, but I think this blast powder could be helpful. Is there anything else we need? I think you just need clay. So it should be fine. And a lot of the knowledge that I have in the game, you can earn, or you kind of like figure it out over time. Don't go in there. Okay. This is a trap. There's some free corn here, and there's a... anyways, you can discover what that is for yourself. It looks like all these... Okay, let's get this one. Get this technology. Looks like he's going straight through the enemy town, but hopefully we're friendly enough that it doesn't matter. Which is why I'm going for the technologies way over here first. And yeah, what was I saying? It's been a while. Focus on building. I remember doing a lot of stone synergies with him. Yeah, he's got because one of his festivals is stone related. We can check it out. Go to the Thinker, Akiote. The Stone Pyramid kind of encourages you to go stone. It's kind of a cool festival because you can place as many as you want. Yeah, we'll give you some bamboo. We don't have any fishing towers anyways. Alright, you guys get the city going. I'll get the tech going. There we just saw the Firebird take off. These things have 17 wings and they fly around and burn things. And the snails hate fire. They spit acid on the fire and it kind of extinguishes the fire, which is kind of cool. It's like a weird synergy between creatures. Here we go. So we did get that blast powder distillery, which in this map, logs is actually really common. So I say we go with the powder stack. This is going to produce riflemen in houses. We could do warriors. They're probably better. And I would do a temple to convert units, but I'll tell you why I'm not. And that's because I noticed these guys are wearing these hats. Well, there's no one to show. Here we go. These hats stop you... Wait, no they don't. It's a different hat. Oh, so we could do priests, but we did blast powder already, so I feel like we should get this. And then let's keep the technology coming. Get these 2 resources. Oh, did you hear that snap? Someone got eaten. Might have been one of mine, but maybe not. So I could have taken those techs, come to think of it, but we're already way out there, so let's just build a couple huge houses off the edge. I like to have a little bit of a view for my people. And in fact, let's build up here a little bit on these hills, because this map likes to flood. Yeah, that's good enough. The cool thing about Akiote is like one person can build a house pretty easily. I think... where are you going to land, huh? That's what I thought. If you can double click on your thinker here, or you can press T twice. Let's see. Yeah, and then get a new... it kind of shows you where your thinker is. Many texts are annoyingly specific, like the wind catcher or the canopy. Have you considered adding some separate tech to weather manipulation or something like that? Interesting choice, interesting idea. There's a lot of specific text, like the wind catcher. I think a lot of ideas I came up with early on that I put in, like this guy. Actually, this is a Kickstarter backer choice, but we already did the Adobe oven. Let's do the lumberjack. We did get a synergy for that, which is the fishing dock. Because this fishing tower requires only bamboo combined with a lumberjack, which replaces bamboo with planks, then we can get a special type of fishing structure, which is the fishing dock. So anyways, yeah, there is a lot of very specific text. And I think this is kind of something I struggled with for a while, is like getting people to not use like basic huts, clay pit, and one of the farms or paddies. The crop row or the paddy. Because basically that's kind of the, in a way, it could be the easiest way to win. So I kind of struggled with that for a little bit to try to encourage players to not use the easiest techs and kind of go with something weird. Some of the techs, like the sea mines, I guess are not as useful for the player, but kind of more useful for the AI. You can get that. But yeah, not all techs have to be completely useful. There are many times where I never get wind or rain over my village. That's true. Sometimes you get these for fire protection, and it just, the rain kind of goes right around. Maybe I could do a rain lure or something like that. Could be kind of cool with getting those technologies to mix with one another. You can capture rain clouds and then release them wherever you want. So that's an idea. Looks like he's going home. I don't know why, but I'll allow it. Do we need silk? Do we need fabric? I don't think we do. Could do the palm orchard. So now I passed 2 question marks. We've got 2 more technologies here, so we'll get 3. It's plenty. I didn't get a source of stone, which means I can't do the combat one, which I actually should have done because it gives bloodlust, which will help. What did I build here? Powder stacks? Okay, we do need blast powder distillery as well. And then it looks like we're out of reeds. I'm going to try to claim some land over here. This is messy. But we'll see what he does about it. Oh, that's what he's going to do about it. He's going to destroy it. Well, that's fine. And then he's going to fight my guy. Okay. And then... oh, we're forgiven by these guys. That's good. Didn't know you were angry at me, but... they actually don't have that many people. It's just a few houses, so we might be able to take them as it stands, although I am afraid of that. These shield bearers are pretty powerful. So let's get our thinker involved over here. Looks like he can't quite reach. How did you guys get up there? Anyways, so we have the powder stacks being operated, but we do need the blast powder in order to complete it, or to produce units. So let's get that up and running. All right, guys. Let's get our thinker involved with his warhammer just to crush everything. He does do friendly fire, by the way. It's like 50%, but yeah. And in the meantime, yeah, let's become friends with them. They're gonna get angry at us later when we do the landmarks, so might as well. You could add a background system that makes wind or rain fall over you if you have that building. If you have buildings that benefit from it. I could try to guide the rain towards you, but I wonder if that kind of defeats the purpose of the having that. I mean, like if it makes it too easy, basically. So let me show you the difference between a fishing tower and the fishing dock. Oh, we don't have the wood yet, so let's not do that. In the meantime, we could take a couple of these technologies. Oh, we don't have 2 here. It's 1 festival and 1 movement. I would like someone to build this. That's one of my priorities at the moment. Because, oh, this guy got distracted, huh? Try to get him to... He's carrying that. Reeds. Just trying to get him to finish this house. Okay, now we can produce some blast powder, and then we can make some riflemen. Then we can shoot at our enemies. If it's a guarantee, it's not too great either. Yeah, it's kind of... I don't really know how to explain it, but it doesn't really make it... I don't know. There needs to be a bit of, not randomness, but encouragement somehow. I guess I didn't need to reroll, but this doesn't work with our house type. I could go for a boat. Might be a waste of resources, but I'm going to do it. This thinking sound. Let's build a lumberjack here. And actually, we just need more people, to be honest. Let's get this guy just to hop in the house. Let's get you, grab that fish, and go in the house. That's soon enough. We'll have a few more people. We have 7 now, which is basically where we started. The Blessed Scaffolding is kind of a neat technology to show off, or festival. Basically, you build it, you put it on a structure, and instead of costing all these resources, it'll cost 3 bamboo. Ideally. We did get our rifleman. Cool. Looks like they do have... How did he... Oh, there's a tall ladder. I'm gonna put my rifleman over here. And see if he wants to take pot shots. I would put him over here, but then I'm worried that he might kite the enemies into my town. So, yeah. I think the... Where are you guys going, huh? Where are you guys going? Alright, we'll bring the rifleman back. This is going to be a deadly encounter. And I'm going to use my thinker. Get him. Might as well pick our festival. This is kind of an interesting choice. Reviving the Fallen. Because we definitely lost more than 5 people by now. Get him, get him, get him. Uh-huh. Oh, don't shoot my thinker. So he's going to take quite a bit of damage. He has 400 health, so he should be okay. He killed my guys too. Unbelievable. This is my last brave. If he dies, then we'll be in trouble. In fact, since he's just one guy, he's not going to make it. Or if we do, we can pull ourselves back from the brink here. But I'm gonna not do that. And we'll just start a new one. Because I want to kind of keep the pace of this going quickly. Instead of watching me struggle for a while. So this is my ally now, so now when you mouse over him, you can't attack him. But if you hold control, you can still force an attack. And yeah, see, that's why he's such a badass. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but I did, so it's too late. So I think I killed my own guy, but yeah. Oh, by the way, if your thinker gets damaged, you can host festivals to heal him. A lot of people ask me that. Like, how do you heal the thinkers? Why don't, like, what do I do? There was a festival, I think it was that, actually this one. Originally, what it did is it healed your people and healed your thinker, and then it was kind of like, well, why does he get it and no one else? So let's pick another weird thinker. Oops. Yeah, that looks great. Great color. Nice choice. This is Ajawan. He's the only thinker that's not a person, I guess. And we'll see what that means. And the way you unlock these thinkers is by doing these quests. So, for example, this one, this bottled smoked quest, I've completed already. What it would look like something like this with 3 different challenges that you have to complete. Kind of like this anywhere on the map. And the thing about this is you don't have to do this at this location. You could do it here. It still counts. You also don't have to do it in order. You can do this one if it appears. It may not appear. First one, or whichever one's starred, is guaranteed to appear. But the other ones, if they appear, you could do them as well. So let's do a rescue mission this time. I think the Flatlands fits Ajuan's playstyle quite well. So let's do it. Was there talk of... Oh, the music box. Wait, which music box, man? Are you saying music box, comma, man? As in, go check out the music box? Or is this guy a music... Oh, like one of those Turkish music boxes. Is it Turkish? I have no idea. The only ones I've seen have been in Austria, I think. And they have a monkey in the movies. Anyways, yeah. I'm going to place it here. Sorry, I was thinking about where I want to place it. I was like, oh, this looks like a great place, but it's infested with snails. And then I thought, oh, I could try to take the stone. And then I was looking over here, nothing good. This is kind of desolate. Who's this guy, huh? Oh, he's off on some adventure. I tried to mix cultures when I created these people, so this is a little bit like one of those whirling dervish hats, and then this is supposed to be like a Native American style poncho. And yeah, these are supposed to be this outfit is supposed to be as basic as possible. But this guy is actually designed off of the riflemen in Princess Mononoke. They have the same kind of like ceramic rifles in that. I don't know if they're ceramic or metal, but they look ceramic. So we've already built both of these. Let's re-roll. Let's get something weird. We could do the Tiwa. This is kind of a cool house. And make some sort of fortress. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just build a bunch. Let's get real crazy with it. So this thinker starts with a rifleman, which is kind of cool. Let's put a little space here so we can walk in and out. I want to get some sort of ladder so we can build on top. The bonus of this house is that you can stack them. The weakness of this house is rain, which isn't that much of an issue here in the desert. So a lot of the architecture is kind of designed off of real-world architecture as well. This is designed off of the Taos Pueblo, which call themselves the Tiwa people. So that's why it has that name. And let's see. Let's do the pear farm. I'm trying to show as much variety as possible. Plus, I feel like this fits. We don't need logs for anything. So the only downside of the pear farm is it kind of covers up your access to logs. This pear is going to fall in the water, but I'll allow it. I can't control everything. But anyways, the houses in Taos are kind of adapted to the desert, and they do have these flat roofs because obviously it doesn't rain that much in the desert. And they're built out of clay and reeds. So that's kind of a... I tried to create a house type, like this house type, which it doesn't tell you good in the desert, but you kind of have to figure that out on your own. You can build them in the swamp, but, you know, there's more rains than fires there. So you have a harder time. This might help if we have a clay limitation, which we don't. I would like to get... This guy's coming up a lot. I'd like to get a reeds, a source of reeds. Because, let's do this. This doesn't help me. Could there be multiplayer in the future? I would like to have the... I'm going to roll one more time. Okay. Not going to work, huh? Okay. We don't need the ceramic production. Is there talk about multiplayer as a possibility? All right, one more time. Okay, we'll go for this. We'll find our reeds elsewhere. You know what? Let's do a high ante run. Let's just claim everything. The more you claim, the higher your ante goes, so you have to kind of be careful a little bit. But yeah, I'm not going to be careful. Yeah, multiplayer. It was designed as single player only. This is the first game I've ever created, so that's kind of the plan there. I wanted to keep things as simple as possible, and then I made a really, really complex game. But I would love to have multiplayer in here, but there's a lot of things that are stopping me from jumping in on that. Not just the technical side, but like, let's say we have multiplayer, and we're in competition with one another, and I get better resources, or I get better technologies, which is definitely a possibility. That kind of seems unfair. And I don't know, I don't really know how to address that. So yeah, I'm thinking about it. But it would take a lot, basically. It would take a lot. We don't need the water. This is kind of a cool technology. So it takes ceramics and then you produce... It changes the soil type to be fertile. So if you have a farm build, this is good on the desert again as well. Let's go with the fountain. Could be cooperative mode. Yeah, I thought about that too, where you work together to try to go for a goal. It's possible. Or maybe there's the option for competitive, or you try to do multiple goals. Looks like these guys are trading with each other, or demanding of each other. We can't see how much they don't like each other, but we can... Wow, they're not happy with us. But they do have their own relationship system that is managed as well. So let's see. This is kind of a cool one. It increases our speed around... This is a new technology group, the passive technologies. Let's do this one, absolutely, because logs are kind of scarce on this map. And this gives us a chance to get an extra log. I heard that bell, that horn. Yeah, it looks like... Oh, he killed the demand. The guy with the demand. It would be nice if there were canyons in this biome. That's a great idea. My canyon biome was the edges. We'll go there next. But it's water underneath, so it's not really canyons in the same sense. Man, these guys are gonna have a... Oh, we have to break the guy out of the cage. I forgot about that. Okay, so this is the thinker in the cage. He's gonna... It's gonna be easy. So they're gonna be fighting each other the whole time. In fact, he's probably gonna win. So let's just focus on building our empire. Try to build a couple of houses here. Looks like these pears are ready for harvest, which is great news. I'm going to grab a guy and send him in. And the chances are whoever pops out of this house is going to go work the farm. Or build another house, which is good too. Like a coastal savanna. Oh, the edges? Yeah, it's more like a coastal savanna. Well, it needed the water below because the islands move. That was key. And actually, I wanted this to be the only land-based map, which actually changed. Darkwood became a non-water map as well. But originally, Darkwood was going to have a coast on one side. but it didn't seem fun. Uh-oh. This black smoke means there's a fire incoming, which we have a high protection. Oh, that guy's on fire. Looks like we extinguished him. We start with a couple of ceramics here, which have water inside them. And then our people spawn ceramics at their houses when they spawn based on this passive here. Oh, I forgot about this. Definitely need that. Start making some paper. Demand me 3 reeds? No way. I'll claim all these reeds while we're at it. I do have a plan. This is kind of in development and I'm working on it, but for map modifiers. So this is where I was thinking about the sand desert canyons could come in. Is like additional things on each map. So what I'm working on, I'll tell you about one now since it was actually recommended by the community as well, is geysers. So somewhere on a map like this, there would be these geysers that shoot up and they produce a bunch of clay, but also like damage people. And that's kind of it in a way. It just kind of adds another layer of spice to the game. Sometimes. So it wouldn't always be that way. But on the main map you could see, oh, this is a Flatlands map with geysers. So it could be something like that where instead of the pillars, there's canyons. It could be pretty cool, actually. You have to build bridges across. All right, I'll think about it. I'll do it. Like in Frost geyser text to make claystone. Yeah. Frostpunk has geyser text? I did not know that. So the cool thing about this thinker is he has only 1 health. Now that doesn't sound very cool, but if he gets in trouble with some snails or something like that and gets killed, he spawns back at the Alabastron, which is this giant jar. And we can carry that and put it wherever we want. And then if the jar gets destroyed, then here's the jar. Then we lose. How did you get up there? I guess he... whatever. I'll allow it. Speaking of which, let's go get some... let's get those ladders I was talking about. Weird. Why is this tech floating? Let's see if we can claim it. I don't know if we can, but we'll give it a try. Let's see what happens. Yeah, we can. Well, now we're in trouble, so I don't want to run. So I'll just lead him back to my village, but I'm invincible, so... not invincible, but I guess, yeah, invincible. So the lore behind this is when he asked to be a thinker, or no, he asked to be made invincible. And one of the ways of being invincible, or not aging, is to become a thinker. So he didn't care about being a thinker too much, but he wanted to live forever. So they made a deal and said, yes, you can live forever and become a thinker, but they didn't realize, but part of the deal was that he would, basically the way it was worded is something like, will make your body unable to be damaged. And then he got put into this jar. So basically his soul was put in that jar. Kind of a sour deal. So this is protection technologies. We have things like firefighting. This one should say firefighting as well because, yeah, this is a Flatwoods specific technology as well. So this can be placed on cacti or the trunkwood trees. So let's put one here. Sorry, I had a bit of a hiccups now. Hello, Dial 3100. Welcome. Thanks, Burrito Bot, for the trader has arrived, huh? Oh, here's the wandering trader. He's come on Mastodon. Sometimes he comes on a walker. So it's a bit more fighting going on here. You guys are just... You're ruining your runs. But I'll allow it. I think it'll help me out in the long run. So let's get some more technology. So most of it's been claimed. I will take this one. Actually, maybe we don't need combat units in the same sense. We have 29 people? Wow, when did that happen? Let's go tame some snails. So we get a bunch of people. And we just tame these snails. Snails obviously breathe acid, as the giant snails do in real life. And then we can tame them. Let's tame this one too. Let's get this guy out of here. And the cool thing about taming creatures, or the incentive to do it, is you get a free technology, or beast technology. Man, we lost a lot of people. But with these snails, I think we can probably take out these two enemies. So it looks like the wind is coming through. This one, wind does do damage, so if my thinker is hit, he'll get killed by it. Looks like well, snails don't take wind damage. And then these warriors are pretty formidable, so it's going to be tough. Recently I made it so the enemy thinkers have the same benefits as your thinkers. So like, for example, Garam here will start with warriors. Oh, we got him. No problem. Which made him a lot tougher to fight. Look at that. If they get too close, you can't actually hit them. Alright, so he's destroyed and his buildings are slowly collapsed. And then let's go save this thinker. They only have like, I think, 2-3 people. So this should be kind of a cakewalk. Looks like we got a technology way over there as well, which we won't actually need. So we could get the Beastmasters, yeah, why not? They're kind of basically they're a unit that's built for taming creatures. Let's build it the other way, okay. One here, one there. So I can show you how to trade. Basically you send the thinker. My name is Walter. Walter White, huh? I know you. You're from my hometown. Welcome. So, sorry, I was going to show you the trading. Basically, you send your thinker to there. It opens up this trading thing. And then you can, what you give and what you get. So I will give you some ceramics, which is actually a luxury resource. And then we can get whatever we want. Let's get some fabric so we can host our festival. Actually, I don't know if these ceramics count as real ceramics. What happened to my trade table? Let's try that again. There he goes. Bringing the ceramics over. And then basically you bring all 4 of the what you said you were going to bring, and then it will spawn what you wanted there. So we'll build that festival as well. This clay fountain produces clay, like kind of digs it out of the ground. Uh-oh. Oh, this town's getting roasted. So actually snails can act as fire extinguishers as well. So here he goes. It's gonna go breathe acid on the fire itself and extinguish it. Because yeah, so you can tame snails as a protection method as well. Let's see if we can break this cage. And we'll just leave leave him to his fate and get our thinker over here. We do have to... Yeah, he's thinking. That's good. Once he completes this, we'll host this festival as well. Just to see what it looks like. Looks like we get someone a fan of Shrek. The great... when did that movie come out? 2003? Not sure. So this one we like kind of hoist. It's nice that they're doing it from up here. Who's doing it from where? Oh, he's stuck up there as well. Wow, he's hoisting it quite a bit further than usual. Huh, I must have changed something there. Something with the numbers. But then the clay will spawn around, which is kind of cool. So these houses built with paper. As you can see, our wall type has changed to be paper. So if you, for example, the house that we had before was built with 2 reeds, which is why it looks like it has reed walls here, and then I changed it to fabric, which is paper is a type of fabric, and then the wall color changes as well. Also interestingly, this canvas press gives you a unique lantern. So when you, or sign, sorry, when you have shops attached to your houses, then you get a sign in front of the door. This is actually one of the most unique additions to Kainga, which I really like. The fact that production buildings are built onto houses. I think it's pretty cool, and I don't know why more games don't do something like that, but I like it. It makes perfect sense, right? Like, especially back in the day, people just sold stuff out of their houses. So let's build this. This is the escape rickshaw. And then we'll host it. Basically, we have to put our rescue thinker on it and send him off. And that's the objective completed. We can also find and rebuild the karma shop. I think we can find it pretty easily. This is the optional objective. There's always one optional objective. Here it is. This is going to cost fabric and bricks to produce, which we can do. Oh, there goes the trader. I mean, we can catch up to him, but I'm going to let it slide this time. Oh, look at that. A beast wanders in from the distance. Currently doing just about the same run, same biome with a similar quest, similar text, which is kind of, this is what I like about Kainga, is that there's all these random texts all over the place, but you end up picking the ones that make sense for the land that you're in and the challenge you're trying to do. So, I mean, not exactly in this one, but I'm in the desert, so I picked a lot of things that fit well for the desert environment. It kind of accidentally teaches you about like how people adapted back in the day, or like how cultures evolved, which is kind of my goal. Yep, he's ready to roll. Let's host it. And we have 6 anti. I was hoping that some creature would show up, if you know what I mean, but we'll see. They'll come up at some point, I'm sure. Went for Patty and Stone to manage to get some palm tree tech. Palm tree tech is good. The coconut one, I mean, it's decent. It's potentially, I guess, possibly unlimited logs, but unlikely. And there he goes. So here we are, we celebrate as he rides off into the distance. See you later, Thinker. Actually, I know where I'll see him. Straight to the Skyloft. You did earn quite a bit of karma that time. You do earn karma for hosting festivals, so even if you don't win, you can still earn some karma. And what do we do with that karma? Well, I'll show you. We come over here to the shop and we can purchase new technologies. So this is a couple of technologies that were added in a small patch just recently. If you're ever curious, this is for everyone, but if you're ever curious what's being added, you can go down here to the change log. And this has a record, you know, as far as I can't remember. November 8th, but I didn't put what year, but it wasn't last year, it was the year before, or the one before that even. But I added in a recent patch, I added a bunch of new technologies. One of them is a couple of new passives, so I'll check it out. Might as well purchase them. This is a technology that was recommended by a member of the community as well. Pillar paths, and then we have light-footedness and lotus hooks. This is kind of cool. Boats just kind of collect lotus. And then we have a couple of factory techs, which I think we should get. And then a lot more resource swapping tech, so you can kind of be clever about that. Replace all reeds with wood planks. And then I'm going to keep my last couple of karma. I can't afford it anyways, but just for some re-rolling. And then, yeah, let's swap it up. Let's try someone else. Nice job, a well-earned win. So they actually talk about your previous run. But yeah, so we rescued Kainga. Let's choose him. So this is the Master of Food and Beasts. Lotus Hooks looks really cool. Hello, Utopia, welcome. With Lotus Hooks, do you have to do something with the lotus to make it usable? Well, let me show you. We could do a rescue. It's gonna be tough. I probably won't win. Let's do it. I'll go to the Pebbles, which is the water map. The archipelago. One of the hardest maps, probably. But we'll give it a go anyways. So the Lotus Hooks, basically you get in your boat, and then you just drive. This is an icebreaker, by the way. But you just drive over the Lotus, and it picks it up as much as the boat can fit, and then you can bring it back. And if you have a Brave in your boat, when he hops out of the boat, he'll take any items that he can, or take a item. So yeah, if you ride around with like a boat full of people, then you can pick up Lotus, and then when you jump out of the boat, it'll jump them all out as well. I'm gonna go with this house, the Burrowed House. This is let's do it. It's a weird house. This is another Kickstarter reward, a Kickstarter backer's choice. So a couple of Kickstarters got to choose their own types of technologies, which is kind of cool. This was one of the hardest ones to program, because there's nowhere for the people to stand. Usually they stand inside the house and do nothing. But if the house is flat, you know, you can't go underground because then he falls into the water. So what actually, I shouldn't tell you this, but what it looks like is he's 5 kilometers underground in a cage, and that's where the units hang out. But yeah. So let's do a foraging hut. I like this. It's pretty cool. So this is a single use. There's a little star down here that's just like single use buildings, and this produces food and then other stuff as well. So that kind of satisfies all our needs in a way. but it produces based on how many resources are nearby, which is kind of a cool mechanic. So I'm gonna put it over here on the edge, wherever there's the most resources. I know if I put it here, these resources are eventually gonna get taken up. So I'm gonna put it, I don't know. You can't min-max everything, let's just put it somewhere. So Kainga is a deceivingly difficult start because you start with 8 people, but 4 of them are Beastmasters, which are efficient at taming, but they can't do much else. Kainga is another favorite of mine, by the way. Beastmasters are really great, and finally was able to tame some beasts in the early game. Exactly. You can. I've done it on stream. I tamed a walker with just these 4 guys, like right in the beginning, which is kind of cool. Originally, Kainga was going to start, or was going to have the option, at the end of the screen you can save technologies, but he was going to have the option to save beasts and carry them to the next map, which I thought was really cool. Like, you tame a snail and then you get to bring that snail with you to the next map, but it doesn't work, because if you tame something like a trudger, which actually, yeah, you can tame them, and then you bring them into a map like Pebbles or the Towers, it's just a nightmare. So I had to change it up. Let's do this. Miracle of resources. We have plenty of resources. Let's get the combatants. And the last tech we want to get is the movement. So I don't usually save technologies. I know a lot of people do, just maybe because I play it so much. Well, I don't really have like long-term strategies, I guess, as a developer when I play the game. But I'll save some technologies, and we'll see how it works in the future. How do you make snails fertilize? The snails multiply when you complete a demand for them. Flatheads do it on their own. Oh, you're talking about the technologies? So there is some technologies you can get, which are like beast attachments, and you build it on the side of a building. Won't work with this house type. But yeah, as much as I would like to go for the balloons, I really want to do a boat. But I would like to get a bigger boat, so I'm going to re-roll. Let's do the canoe. Old classic. Well, this takes less resources. Let's do the canoe. I like the canoe the best. I don't know why. What was I saying? So you have some buildings that you can that take snail eggs, and then you can grow them into snails. Yeah, so you can save that into your resources, I think. Resources? I don't know. Perhaps. But yeah, so this guy has a unique rifleman type, the white barrel. They shoot really powerful shots that can travel through units and do like pierce damage, basically. I should get more gear options, gearboxes to show off some of the units. But a little known thing is that if these guys are electrified, and there's some technologies that can electrify your surroundings, then they can shoot shots which would like zap people into the air. Can you tell me how a dragon was in the middle of my village? Well, it was probably a firebird, and they kind of fly around and do their own thing. And then once in a while they will kind of take off and watch. He's not going to do it, but we'll watch him. And this is a Totano, which is a ocean squid. He's not going to do it. He's just going to sit. But yeah, they can. If you disturb him, he'll launch into the air. But yeah, can you tell me, how does this creature work? How can he launch into the air? And why does he have a smokestack? Mysteries for the future. So that sound is the icebreaker. This is an unkillable creature. Speaking of map modifiers, I really want to make one where you start on the icebreaker. Just because as like a challenge. It's not really fair to do it in a normal run, but as a challenge, I don't see why not. I think it would be fun. So we'll get our boat up and running, and then let's see what kind of gear we can find. There's only one box of fire bomber here. One box of spears. So you can get between 1 and 6 boxes in like a spawn. Ooh, looks like the ocean's drying up. So this is a good chance to like claim new land, get some more resources, maybe get some technologies and hard to reach places. But I don't have any. Oh, there's one way over there. Could try to get it real quick. I'm gonna get killed. Let's just build some more houses. Let's claim the land down by the beach and build some more houses. So you can build these down by the water, but if the water rises when there's people inside, they'll just die. Which is, originally they didn't die, and it was like, well, why not? You know, it's an underground house and it's flooded. They should die. So, yeah. I think something's up with the boat raids. They should be doing more boat raiding. Looks like my canoes are done, but they're sitting there on the beach, which is kind of funny. We'll build one more. Maybe we should stop building them until the water goes. Wait a minute. Okay, stay there. We don't want them walking across the low tide when water comes up, because instantly drowned. So now I'm going to do, we don't need food anyway, so I'm going to do a reject, and it's going to go for passives instead. Stone soup. Shouldn't be allowed in this map, because actually it is good. People die instantly when they get pushed when they're in a boat. If they get pushed, they fall out of the boat and they drown. So the stone soup will stop people from getting pushed. Won't stop them from dying if they take too much damage, but yeah, it also stops people from getting pushed by the wind. I really want to, I think I'm going to do one more reroll for try to get the boat fishing lures, which we didn't get. So I'm going to go for the sharpened axes. Get the extra. Oh, almost wanted to go back, huh? So he's stranded. And then get this guy to hop into my boat and we'll go save him. I actually think the FPS, there was some big lag issues for a while with the pathfinding and the water going up and down, but it seems to have gotten better. I've been working on it, I really have, but it's just a difficult nut to crack. How hard is it to tame a trudger? I think you should try. I think it can't be that hard, right? So this is a fire bomber. This is a homage to one of the games this is inspired off of, which is Populous, the beginning. In that game, they weren't fire bombers; they were fire warriors that kind of shot fireballs, and they had these the same cow skulls. I couldn't resist. I had to put them in somewhere, and the fire bomber was the perfect opportunity. Um, we got the windmill. Let's do it. I think these houses are... Oh, they're fully protected. Let's do the cloud popper. So I'm not worried about the fabric because at some point this will spawn some fabric. So we'll just put this here. Basically, this is a balloon that goes up into the sky and pops clouds that come nearby. I think I just heard the Firebird, yeah, just burned this area. It's making a new landing spot for himself. So let's get one more tech and then we'll do a bit of raiding. And if you press G when you have someone selected, uh-oh. Okay, one guy attacked. Let's claim some more land just because I like to have a high ante. I think it's more fun in a way, but it's not advisable when you're starting out. So I'm just gonna claim way too much land. Then we get raided more. We get a little more interaction. I did make the game a bit easier. I think during the 1.0 patch. Ooh, Plank's Workshop. We don't have any... Here we go. Let's do a Weaving Hermit. So we got a synergy from that. I don't know. I always like to think like, well, what is it? I don't know what that is. A Hermitage. It's like two different types of hermits. Then you get... you block the capacity. So basically, the way this works is it produces things. So it produces one food and one something else. And then if there's still food there when this bar fills up, it'll just start from the beginning again. Unless we have this tech, which allows them to continually produce forever. Which is kind of cool. I think that's the only synergy that's a passive. Looks like we've got a trader here as well, coming in on a walker. So does anyone know any lore about the traders? You get left... if you try to tame a trudger, you get left with nothing but tears. The trick is, I think, is to move in and then move out. Or like, don't move everyone in at the same time. Because like it does these big splash damage waves. And if you move in one at a time, then some people can avoid that. I'm going to do something not advisable here, and I'm gonna look at this, a little bit of a neck twist there. I'm gonna attack this guys. I'm gonna cause some trouble here. Uh-oh, maybe those. Let them deal with that fire. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, I think I took a bit of damage as well. Maybe this was a poor idea. Uh-oh. I'm gonna start fires in my own town. Okay, stop. Luckily our houses are immune to fire, but okay, you can... What is he throwing at? You can really quit throwing that. So I like that there's, he's not ideal to have all the time, these fire bombers, but it's fun. Did you just use a quick dismount button? Yeah, you just double click. Double right click. And then he'll go to that location or find a way to it and then hop out. Or just prove me wrong. No, let's try again. Double right click here. He'll go over there and then hop out. I can't believe it. Yeah. Or at least they should. Uh-oh, it's getting... You just double click and they should go to... You can even do it up these cliffs, by the way. I mean, the other way to hop out is to click on the boat and then click on the guy. But you can just do, let's find like an impassable cliff. Anyways, that's how you do it. Double click. There he goes. Now he's like, well, how do I get back in? All right. So let's get a bunch of, man, see, now the stuff's just piling up. It's a bit ridiculous. But yeah, let's get these guys back working in the houses. And actually, let's bring some people. I would like to tame something with these Beastmasters, but I don't have the opportunity. Could be cool to tame a Firebird. Just to show off what that looks like. But try to get a bunch of these guys in these boats, and then we're going to do an attack and try to break this guy out of the cage. He's got warriors. It's going to be tricky. It looks like there's a spearsmith attachment as well. Shouldn't be that bad, right? Right. You guys can hop back in. I don't know why there's only one guy in there. That's okay. You gotta move out of the way of this path because that icebreaker will crush you. Looks like we have a bit of a flood here, and I guess those people in the houses are a little bit dead now. Possibly. Alright, doesn't want to hop in. That's fine. We don't need him. So we're going to grab these boats, and let's move on. I wonder if they'll get in this boat. Yeah? Okay, let's go. So I'm just going to double click here and let them come. In the meantime, let's get the boat ready. We do have the sharpened axes, which is a combat buff, so we should have enough people to do this. Thinker hurt. I guess they attacked us with a couple guys. Let's go back to our combat scenario here. Oh, we're not enemies. Interesting. They're friendly. They're really friendly. So we can actually, with being friendly, being that friendly with the guy with the cage, it's really can be easy to just trade for their freedom. It's like I ruined all my boats, huh? But I'm gonna fight him anyways because that's the kind of guy I am. No, just to kind of speed things up a bit. So the good thing about the fire is it can distract the enemies quite a bit. Alright, this giant squid's getting in our way. He's also passive. Oh no, he died. Okay, there's a lot more of them than I thought. All my guys died. No worries. Figured something out. Or not. But yeah, let's build another boat and get some new techs. See what we can come up with. It's much easier to kill a treasure. I've been clicking on the guy in the boat each time. Yeah. I thought the double click is a good way to kind of... It's less finicky than the clicking on the icon. Yeah. Let's get this guy who's doing nothing to hop in here. Looks like some of my boats got beached. Probably happened when it was flooded. I did make it so boats can go on and off of low ground when the tide goes up and down. But yeah. So the escape vehicle. So I've just eaten a bit of waffle. The escape vehicle is a bit different every time. Not every time, but there's a couple different types. This one's a boat. This boat is unique that it requires food, wood, and logs and bamboo. So it's the easiest boat. The other one requires fabric. So the Totanos, they wander. The Totano is a squid, a giant squid. Let's see if I can find him. Sometimes they're swimming around in the water. But they wander around and they will reseed a land. So they kind of go to a different area and then they'll drop seeds on it. And yeah, that could be cool. I think I'm going to end this one here. And I'm going to join the... I want to check out the edges because I think that's a really cool map. So let's just... One way to end it is just to drive yourself straight into the... I mean, obviously you can press the... But if you get crushed by the icebreaker... This is what I was doing. I was just trying to show you what happens when you get crushed by the icebreaker. You know what I should have done, actually? I should have done the Feasting Stew. Because it summons combatants. I could have gotten a good combat unit and then tried to rescue the Thinker. This is what's good about the game, actually, that I'm quite proud of. Is there's always another... There's options, you know? There's ways you can continue. So if you want to keep a technology for next time, you just click on it here and you save it. And then it'll have a 100% chance to spawn in that technology group in the next round. So let's choose... Let's go with Serrano. Serrano's the last Thinker you can unlock. He's also the creator of the Thinkers. So this is his Skyloft. He's the first. He created the whole system. He knows how everything works. That's why he breaks the rules. He doesn't have to walk. He teleports. He doesn't start with food, which is a bit of a weird thing. So, yeah. Let's go edges, menhirs. Yeah. So that's what Serrano's... That's why Serrano can break out all the rules. And he doesn't care about anything. He's just sitting here reading his books. And instead of moving, you move this blue ball around, and then when the blue ball comes to a complete stop, he teleports there. He's just sitting there reading his books, ignoring the world. You also start with a passive silk outfits, which makes it so you don't require food. Your units don't require food, and instead they require fabric, which is kind of a weird thing to get adjusted to. We have an albino flathead here. See what we have. What else is going on around here? This guy's got some balloons. That's cool. Also, I should have done this a long time ago, but in the settings, you can change... that's what I thought. The AI town size. You should really put this on medium. You should. But some people are kind of more relaxed. They're like, oh, I don't want to fight the enemy too much. You can turn off the buff, but basically what this does is it starts with... This is normal. This is how many units they start with. And they start with 1 unit for every building they have, almost. About. Every house they have. Plus the few that they start with. Low is kind of easy mode, and then high is ridiculous. So let's do high. Let's kind of show what that looks like and re-roll this. I did like the albino flathead, but Yeah, we'll re-roll the edges and I'll show you what it looks like to have that at high. Now we have the same objective. But yeah, here we are, back in the edges. Ooh, little bridge to my ally here. A lot more space to mess around with. Let's do it. So now their town, oh my goodness. Starts with a lot of extra people. They both do. This kind of, there's more interaction there. So I think high is actually, I think it's too high for that setting, but I think having the medium amount of people is kind of cool. This is a great building that spawns 2 at a time. It's the only one that does that, but it costs clay, which we have none of, but I'm going to find a way to make it work. And the way that I'm going to make it work is I'm going to go to this resource node here, and I'm going to get something that makes clay. Or I'm going to claim this. In fact, I'll try that. They may get upset. It was not going to work. So the interesting thing about Serrano also is he doesn't start with a food tech nearby. Well, by chance, actually, it's pretty far. But he doesn't start with one nearby because you don't need food. Ah, the clay pits. Perfect. This will do. But if you get demands and things like that, there's still a high chance that they'll ask for food, which is kind of interesting. So you still may need food or a way to get food to interact with that system. Uh-oh, we need bamboo as well, which I do not have. Oh, there's some stuff down here. So this claims all the land up in a cylinder, so you can claim what's below you as well. See, we have get a source of food crossed out. We do need somebody to build this, otherwise our houses will not be built. And in the meantime, oh, new pillar paths. I think we should do it. Build a couple more of these around, and then pillar paths basically works the same as stilts. You can hold shift and then you can stretch these around to their destination, and that'll build a walkable path. What's unique about, I like to make every technology have something different about it. So this is the same as stilts, except that you can't pass underneath. That's it. And it costs logs, which is actually pretty expensive. So this thinker also has a lot of the weirdest technologies. Units are raised under these banners to be under your control. So what that means is when ghosts appear, I should make it more clear. But when ghosts appear, they'll be your ghosts around here. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, eventually you may find out. Here we have the bamboo telescope. I'm going to try it. I did a lot of changes with this, so I would like to see how it works out. So basically, it's a big telescope. You can spy on your enemies and steal their technology. I was forgiven because they attacked me. Actually, there's a chance of that happening after they declare war, and it kind of increases our relationship quite a bit. So that's good. Beneficial. So at some point we do need a source of fabric. I forgot about that. It's going to have to be over here. So let's build a little bridge. Something you may not have known is all of the music in Kainga is region based. And so it plays songs from that region and the nearby regions. So like this song can only play here, Flatlands, Darkwood, or like whatever regions are nearby this one on the map, which I really like. Kind of gives it that's like when you go to a new land, you actually feel like you're going to like it's exotic. You can find new music, discover new things. Hello, Dave. What game engine do you make this with? I made this with Unreal Engine, which is not everyone's first guess. I had the guys from a couple guys. I shouldn't say this, but I had a couple guys from Unity come up to me at a conference one time, and they talked to me about Unity, and they're like, "Yeah, you could do this and this." And I said, "Oh, that's great, guys, but I actually made my game in Unreal." And they said, "Oh, we assumed it was Unity because of the quality or the visual quality." And I was like, "Wow, you just insulted both of us," because I don't think the visual, like, it's a stylistic approach, of course, but let's see if we can get this guy to build this thing. Anyways, Unreal is not only for super realistic games, which I like. This song is one of my favorites. So might as well get a bit more technology while we're... Uh-oh, you hear that? Earthquakes. So this map, you can see back there, the islands actually shift around occasionally and make new bridges or separate yourself from your enemies or bring you closer, which is a really cool dynamic. I don't think that's in any other city builder. It's moving islands. There's a lot that's in this game. It's not in a lot of other city builders. And kind of the idea, one of the ideas when I started was I wanted to make. I didn't like whenever you open a new city builder, it's just like a flat area. It's green grass, or there's a forest, and you just cut down the whole forest, and then you build your city, which I get. You have a lot of freedom there. But I wanted to bring in like verticality, have like build cities on the edges of cliffs, things like that. I do like this fire tower hearth. There's a surprising amount of synergies that go with this. And if you want to know about the synergies... Uh-oh, someone's... Are we doing combat here? What's going on, boys? I'm not going to survive this, am I? Alright, let's put our priest over here. We'll put another one over here by this bridge. These priests can convert units. Get out of here. He's going to get involved in the combat, so I'm going to try to pull him away. Didn't help. Didn't help. But hopefully leave me alone. There's like a pretty high cooldown of when... Yeah, oh well. Anyways, what was I saying? I have no idea. How many beast albinos are there? There are... You guys did a festival? Why are you doing a festival? There's a flathead, a snail, and a firebird. That's it. The Totanos are kind of hard to catch, and the walkers I thought would be a little bit rough to try and catch. So let's get them. I ended up going with... I didn't do the walkers for the albinos, and there's always a snail on every map. So let's try to get a couple more people. This isn't gonna work. But yeah, you forgot one. Which one did I forget? Oh, the mastodon. There is a mastodon one with the blue shell. Yeah. You know what? I've seen enough. We're going in. The cool thing about Serrano is he can... he can teleport instantly away from harm, but he's actually vulnerable there while your ball is moving around, which is kind of cool. It's kind of a interesting alternative mechanic of or before I do anything foolish, I'm gonna set this back down to medium as intended, and then I think all my people are dead, including Serrano. In my game right now. Oh, nice. You can catch it. The Mastodon are pretty easy to catch, but they do a yell, and it kind of alerts all the other Mastodon in the area, and they'll fight you as well, which is kind of cool. I like that. All right, so we've seen a lot of the Thinkers. Let's do my favorite one. Is he my favorite? I'm really happy with all of them, to be honest. But Kalinjera is one of the... It's the first... That's not true. But it has some unique mechanics as well. So which map have we not seen yet? Darkwood we haven't seen. And the towers and Ice Ridge. We could do Darkwood. Let's do Skylands. So I'm really like rolling through these quite quickly, I know, but I really wanted to show off as much as I could in Kainga in this round, in this Let's Play, because yeah, I think there's a lot to show, and I think it would be cool. So Kala and Jira start with stone, which is kind of a neat addition. Let's go. I want to start. I'm going to start here because there's a ton of space, and then I'm going to claim the lands around. And this, what is this? So usually, ooh, look at him, he's looking at me. Well, there's something weird in Kainga. There's two things you can do with it. Either you can send your Thinker to it, or you can send a Brave to it. So I will send a Brave to it and show you what it is. And you can mouse over it, and it kind of tells you up here as well that it's a dye pot. So who knows what a dye pot would do? I guess we'll find out. Now this is kind of a cool house. We didn't get any legendary houses. I don't have any karma left, so I'm going to save my rerolls for an emergency. But this house builds bamboo behind it on fertile ground, or on the grass. So if there's grass behind the house, you'll build new sprigs of bamboo to help you with that resource. There. It unlocks a team color, so you can change your team color in the Skyloft. So let's see, we're going to want the stone, so I'm going to claim that. And we're going to want reeds, so I'm going to claim that. This map has like a lot of resources, but they're in big chunks. And actually, I think the lowest resource is, or the least common resource is clay. And the unique thing about this map is there's no water at all. There's no boats, there's no wells, there's no any water technologies. There's rain, but there's no water pools. Is there wind? I don't remember. Let's go for... why did I reroll? I wasted my reroll. Oh well. Let's go for... let's do the lumberjack. There's a lot of synergies that go with that. And we'll put it right there. Plus, if we have unlimited... Oh, that doesn't help. But bamboo seems to be our problem, and this will help with the bamboo. That's my justification. get a food technology. So the team colors affects things like the banners and actually affects the house paint. And then you have a primary and a secondary color. So there's this purple and this green. That's our primary is the green. If you want to create your own banners as well, just send me a message on Discord and I'll have them added in. No problem. We didn't do any normal farms, so I'm going to go with that. Yeah. What else? I'm going to get a festival. Let's just build. We do need more food. This guy. There's no point beating in the houses when there's no food. He'll actually leave the houses. You'll see. If he can't find any food, he'll go back to the campfire and find a new job, which may be entering a house, but may not be. Let's try to keep things going. Looks like my house collapsed from the rain. So sad. We have half protection. Oh, these cost planks. So you can. So in this situation, my house is now cost planks because I got this technology. You can turn that off with this check mark here, and then your houses will go back to bamboo. And you can turn it back on when you're ready for it. We do have a trade here. Yeah, let's do it. It'd be cool to show off the ally system, what it looks like to make an ally. And we have the skylines, which is our objective. Also, if you want to design your own skylines, this one's a walker. You can press Control and it changes it. Oh, I didn't get rid of that question mark. But you can create your own. And again, send it to me on Discord, and I will add it in, or just design it on like a scrap of paper. Doesn't matter. I'll put it in. I'm happy to do that. So we have a slow start again because we only have 3 Braves, which is actually tougher than it seems. So the cool thing about Kala and Jira is you have 2 lives. When they die, when their 300 health is gone, then he gets off the snail, and you can walk around with the little guy with the banner. Alright, so our food is ready. I like to sometimes get things running. Just make them pick up a piece of food and hop in the house. We don't need your planks at the moment, so you can grab one as well and hop in the house. And now that we have planks going, we can build our plank houses that are more fortified against something? No. But that's fine. Not everything has to be extra bonus. So this is a special event that you may not have seen even if you played a while. But it's easy to come in this map, which is one of the last maps to unlock, depending on how you traverse the quest lines. But yeah, let's do the stone mine. Try to get weird with the stone this time. We don't need. We have quite a bit of stone already, but we'll build a stone mine anyways. Down there, in case we end up needing it. So our trade route's going well. And look at that, the sun is setting. And when the sun sets, ghosts come out. Oh my god, there's a lot of them. I need my warriors to protect me. Uh-oh. But the ghosts have one, they do full damage, but they have 1 health. So they can kind of be handled pretty easily, but as you can see, you can get overwhelmed at some point. This guy couldn't handle the ghosts. Can send our warriors down there. And then you can see these pits, and a light comes out. See how our allies are doing. Good, they're defending themselves. And then we return back to day, and all the wandering ghosts should pop out of existence, and that's that. So that's the nighttime event. Like the clouds, I thought it would be kind of cool. The clouds with the rain, it's not a universal thing, it's kind of localized. I wanted to have a day-night cycle, but I didn't want to have like, okay, days coming, nights coming, you know, people go to sleep, that kind of thing. This isn't that kind of game. So I thought that was kind of a cool way to do it. Is it possible to tame firebirds? Yes. Yes, it is. But it's difficult because they fly away. The best way to do it is to jump it with as many people as possible. And then if you get the passive, the rope passive, you'll have a higher chance because the bar fills up quicker. So yeah. Oh, it looks like our neighbors are fighting each other. So the raids are quite small because we're only at 2 ante. Where is he? The purple guy. Here he is. But I just feel like the game feels so much better when the towns are at this size. They do have balloons as well, which is kind of cool. Let's go back to our... You can also press H for hearth. And it goes back to your hearth. Oh, we're friendly with both. How interesting. I do want to get more technologies, which I got distracted when a bunch of those ghosts kept. Yeah, sleeping is no fun. I love city builder games, but I wanted to get rid of a lot of mechanics that I thought were annoying. Things like hunger and thirst and sleep, and then temperature as well. Like Banished is a really good game. I don't know if you guys have played that. It's pretty old by now. But most city builders have those kinds of things, which is good if you want that kind of simulation. But Kainga is not really a simulation. It's more of a game than a simulation. So that was kind of my focus. So when it comes to night as well, I didn't want to have that realistic sense of daytime and nighttime and tiredness. Actually, I did have a hunger system in Kainga for a while. And like once in a while when somebody was idle, they had to go and grab a piece of food, bring it into a house, and then they could leave. But it just interrupted all their work and it was a mess. It wasn't fun. So I'm happy to have that removed. It's time to try the burial mounds as well. Let's do it. We could also do the cliff coffins, but I'm worried it'll be difficult to reach. I get asked about this all the time, like, what is the burial mound? What does that mean, next generation? So we had somebody die, so we can build this here. I'll get this guy to do the honors. And then in the meantime, I'll get my thinker to go find another technology somewhere. We could take that. I think we're friendly enough to avoid conflict. And yeah, let's watch him build the burial mound. We don't have any clay, so let's claim this land. I think there's some clay down there. Let's send a couple people down here. How do you buy from the Karma shop? So the Karma shop has a chance of unlocking after some time, or after some ante, actually. So if you see it out in the world, I think I saw it over here somewhere. There it is. It's this house with the 2 flags on it. it'll say, it'll have a notification that says Karma Shop's open, and there'll be 3 techs for sale with the shopkeeper, just like the one in the Skyloft, except it costs Karma to purchase the techs, and you don't keep them permanently. It's temporary. What do you guys think? Should we go barracks, spear, or bowyer? Archers, warriors, or spears? So we're completing the burial mound. Basically, the way the burial mound works is if people have died, it saves their ghosts for when you host a festival or for the next round, and then that ghost will respawn and you can use that person again. So I can only place 1 more, and then I can't place any more because only 2 people have died. It's not something that I tell you. I think maybe I should. I think I should tell you how many saved ghosts you have. I don't know if it's important to tell you how many people have died. So we did complete our landmark. That's cool. So landmarks have to be built far away from one another, a certain distance. So let's build one there, and you can press Control to change the style. That's true for any building that has styles. Water pot. Ooh, somebody got electrocuted. He'll be fine. So there you go. The burial mound is done. And it doesn't look like it does anything, but it'll help us in the future. Let's go for the bowyer. Wait. I'm going to go for the barracks because I know it's going to give me a synergy. So this is why it kind of encourages experimentation. This gives us the shield bearers that we had before, because shield bearers require bricks. It's a brick shield. Don't ask too many questions. Does your ghost die again and you get another ghost? Only if you're Serrano. So if you have that festival with the banners from Serrano, when ghosts die and they respawn, they'll respawn as ghosts. The thing is also, when somebody dies and the night event occurs, those ghosts will come back. The same guys. Every time. As your enemies. So if for example, I send 20 guys out and we have a huge fight with the enemy here, let's do it. Actually, let's just do it. I'm going to send my warriors out as well. This is probably not advisable, but just try to get some kills over here. And then when the ghosts spawn, they'll respawn as... There'll be more ghosts here because we've had a fight. Let's just go in. Trying to get not everyone, but hopefully we can kill one of their guys. So I'm going to take out some of them as well, but I got one. This guy can take a lot of blocks. Oh, he got rifled though. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can get 6 more ghosts here than there should be. Or there would be before. And let's do the spirit house. And if you know, then you know. No clay, huh? Again. Yikes. We may have to... It's gonna be tough to get the proper clay here. Some clay. These are actually clay, these termite mounds. And the reason why I have termite mounds is Let's get this guy home. So there's more ghosts here than there were before. And let's check our enemy over here. What? Oh, they spawned somewhere on this tile piece. So they're way over here. Yeah, they're coming in. So that's kind of like a escalating problem, basically. The idea is, if this is kind of anti combat. So if you're kind of a warmongering type of player, this is to try to slow you down in that regard. I haven't played this yet, but I just bought it. I'm going to play it. I'm sold. Great. Also, there's a demo out, so you can play the demo. But you're welcome to buy it. That's just as good, if not better, for me personally. It's not your typical game, but I think there's a lot of charm to be had. And it definitely, I'm not going to say it doesn't have rough edges, but it's fun. You can find your fun here. If you're looking for a fun game rather than a simulation, this is it. I want to build this. Where do I want to build this? I suppose I could build it right here. There's a chance it wouldn't spawn. I'm gonna try it. I think we need more farms. So I'm guessing we could build a couple more burial mounds now. So let's just start putting these all over the place. And it's sunny over here. Let's pick a sunny spot. You can also hold shift, obviously, to place a bunch. Wow, we lost a lot of people. There we go. Very good game, says Die. Dial? Oh, we don't have clay again. This is going to be a bit of a problem. Let's claim some more land. And the more land we claim, the higher the ante goes, the more intense the events are going to be. So, oh, there's a bunch of clay over here. Looks great. Let's just grab someone real quick. Build that. Grab someone else to build that one. So we're at 7, which is pretty high. Anything above 6 is kind of... there's some events that multiply based on the amount of ante, and some other events are kind of gated by ante, so they only appear after you have a certain amount of ante. So that's how that works. One event in particular, which I didn't see yet, I'll kind of keep it a surprise for now. But hopefully we can see him up here. So let's talk to this guy. I will take some clay and some food, and I'll give you bricks. Bricks are worth a lot. Oh no, other way around, sorry. I will give you bricks, and I want clay. Wow, I can just get... well, let's take some food too. Sure. So any of the production resources are usually worth more than the other ones. I mean, maybe we need the bricks. We're out of bricks. We can always build more of these stone mines. And one secret that I didn't change is you can actually build stone mines in these great woods. Well, obviously you can't cut these trees down, but yeah, we still haven't seen snow either. Forgot about that. Well, not every map, or not every event appears every time. Give fabric, huh? Okay, so our festival is finally complete. So this is a beast spirit house. Basically what it does is it'll respawn Jira, the slug. It's not a snail, he's a slug. If he's died. Or the other thing it says is spawn awakened crustacean. This is more for fun than for anything. But let's do it. He may not spawn if the area is not wide enough, and see, you can see my thinker getting healed as well. And every thinker plays their own instrument as well. And this is their song that goes with their instrument, which is a great detail. It was actually the idea of the music guys. And here we go. We've awakened the crustacean. So these have a chance to appear in the world through the event system. But if they, with this thinker, we can actually spawn our own, which is kind of cool. It looks like we're having a lot of frame issues here. Hopefully that solves itself. Yeah, there we go. And he's just gonna walk around with my campfire on top, which is probably wasn't a great idea, was it? But is what it is. So he should walk around and then find a new place to settle. I should I should have left a few guys on the ground so we can get a little bit more done. But yeah, I really wanted to show this. There's also snow, which is really cool, and I can carve paths in the snow. But can't show everything all at once. So these could spawn when you have high ante. Anywhere. They can spawn at your campfire location, which I see people showing me all the time in the Discord. It looks like it is making it a bit choppy at the moment because everyone's trying to figure out how to get to their jobs, which they're unable to do. Alright, alright. Yeah, it is pretty choppy. It's just because of the pathing. It's trying to find possible ways to get here and there. I don't think he's going to settle there. Well, he might. I guess he will. Who knows? He's going to leave all my guys up there, isn't he? No. So I've totally ruined this this game with that, but yeah, it's kind of fun. It's not really, I mean, I really wanted a festival to awaken to crustacean, just to have that as a possibility, and adding it onto this other ability where you respawn Jira. And by the way, if you want to respawn Jira, you have to place the festival on top of yeah, on top of Kala. Sorry, I got a little distracted there. Remember when we saved some ghosts with the burial mounds? Well, when you host a festival, then they spawn, and they get returned. And the ghosts don't have voices; they just kind of whisper. And if you have more than that, then you can save them at. You can. They'll come in your next round. We put our campfire in the worst spot. But let's see. We have 1, 2, 3. Where's the fourth one? Never built the fourth one. I'm gonna get a couple guys to build this. Make sure we have enough burial mounds. But yeah, and then we'll build. Oh, it's too close to the other ones. That's what it is. All right. So again, we don't have the clay. I thought we did. Maybe the trader. I bet the crustacean broke the trade table, and that's what happened. So we'll have to go. Here's a good example. We don't have to claim the land. If you really don't want to, you can just send someone over to harvest the clay. And then, which they may or may not do. It could be these guys up here who are stuck now on top of them. It looks like there's a burial mound in there as well, but I'm just going to have them harvest a bit of this clay and then set it over there. And that'll kind of give us a little bit of a head start for the clay. I think we need 5. Yeah, so we need 2 more at least to get this going. Where are we going to find that? You can also trade. You can initiate your own trades with the, but it's a technology. It's a development technology. It's too late for that anyways. The timer's already up. I think this is one of the songs that's unique to Darkwood. So this is another thing. If you want to train units, you can just send them into the barracks themselves. And if there's no space, like if it's being occupied, then they'll just line up. Oh, look at that, the balloon's moving. Oh, they're doing a huge raid. Where's the balloon? Where's the balloon? Such a cool game. I'm so happy with this. Can't hear sound from the game at all this whole time. Hold on, let me check my... You can't hear sound from the game? What about now? Is it better? Oh, I wish someone told me that earlier, because like, the sounds are good. Looks like he gave him the balloon, lost a lot of people, so next time there's a dark moon event, then we'll there'll be more ghosts there. Anyways, our festival's complete. Or I mean, our mission is, our objective is complete here. Let's get everyone to host the festival. You can see one of our ghosts there, slightly transparent. Here, get a couple more shield bearers as well. And that's that. So I think that was a pretty good look. And we did find that color too. I forgot about that. I think that's a pretty good look at Kainga. It's getting a bit late here, so I think I'm going to call it a day. But that's that. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you very much, and see you later.